Hello, geometry students. This is your preview activity, homework number 2. Today we're talking about proportions and ratios. So a proportion is just an equality of ratios, and ratios can also be expressed as fractions. So I could have some fraction a over b, which is equal to c over d. For example, a over b could be 1 over 2. Then we know that must be equal to some other proportion, for example, 2 over 4. Because 2 is half of 4, we know that this is a true statement. All right, proportions can also be set up using the ratio notation where you'll see these two dots. So if I have a 5 to 10 ratio, that can also be written as 5 over 10 in fraction form, which we also know is equal to 1/2. So let's say I have a 3 to 4 ratio, and that is supposedly equal to a 9 to 12 ratio. To confirm that that's true, we could start on the smaller side with the smaller values, and we could try to figure out if there's a common multiplier. Well, 3 times 3 gives us 9. Does 4 times 3 also give us 12? The answer is yes. So we're starting to think this is true, that these are proportionate. Or we have the option to start with the larger ratio and try to find a common number that we could divide by. So is 9 divided by 3 equal to 3? Yes. Is 12 divided by 3 equal to 4? The answer is yes. So because we're either both multiplying or dividing by the same value, that's where we see the proportionate relationship. All right, here's another example that we could use this knowledge to actually solve for some missing values. So let's say that the length to width ratio is the same for both of these rectangles. If so, let's solve for x. Well, we have the longer side of each rectangle, I put in green. The shorter side of each rectangle, I put in red. This is going to help us set up our proportions so that we have the correct numbers lining up. Just like in the previous example, we had 3 lining up with 9 and 4 lining up with 12. Let's see how that's going to work here. Well, in order for us to solve correctly, we know that the 8 is going to have to line up with the x when creating my fraction. So put my equal sign in between, start creating my fraction. And then I know that my 9 is going to have to line up with the 24. Once we have the proportions set up correctly, now we can actually solve. Okay, notice if I accidentally switched one of these fractions and I flipped them, then I would get the wrong answer. So the short side has to line up with the short side, same thing with the long side. We're going to use a solving technique that you've used before this class, cross multiplying. So anytime I have an equal sign in between two ratios, I could just cross multiply to solve. So first I'm going to do 8 times 24, and I get 8 times 24 is 192. So I'm going to write that here, and then I make sure to always bring down my equal sign before I do the next cross multiplication, which is just 9 times x to give me 9x. Now to solve for x, we need to cancel out the 9 by dividing by 9 on both sides. So 192 divided by 9, that's not going to give me a whole number. If I type that in my calculator, I'm left with a fraction of 64 over 3 is equal to x. And because I cannot reduce this fraction any further, that would be my final answer. Okay, it's important to know when solving proportions, you're not always going to get a whole number for your missing value. You could end up with a fraction, and that's totally okay, and you shouldn't be concerned with that.